Hi, I'm Barry. I'm the first mate aboard Providence, and I am the owner and captain of Dagon. In this show, you'll follow along in my life as I sail around on Dagon and on Providence. Providence is a sail cargo boat, and we go to and from the southern Gulf Islands with passengers and with cargo, so there's going to be a lot of adventures coming up on Providence. As well, there's always going to be maintenance on an old wooden boat from 1903. On my boat, Dagon, I have a lot of maintenance projects coming up, and I plan on taking her on a lot of adventures. So I hope you'll enjoy watching. One of the big projects we've taken on with Providence over the last 6 months has been remodeling the aft cabin entirely. So now there is 2 bronze portholes on both sides of the boat, port and starboard, as well as a scuttle that we've added from the stern of the boat. And from there, it's been a whole lot of remodeling the positioning of the bed and doing a bunch of tongue and groove work and general woodwork back there. Now we're sanding, varnishing, painting, the usual. I'll give you guys a quick tour of it back there. Alright, so here's the aft cabin. I am currently facing backwards, facing aft on the boat. There's my pup hanging out in the doorway, right, Skelly? So this stairwell and this doorway were not here at all. It's been cut out very high so that you can step in. The bed used to run across here, and now we have it running fore and aft. This is the mizzen mast, comes through the cabin top. So one of the next big things to do is to run a big trim along the top of here, which will overlap the tongue and groove that goes underneath here. These floors were put in by Ben not that long ago. They're going to be sanded, and we're going to put tonks on it, or we call it tonks, but it is Le Tonkinois. Now I'm super nervous to pronounce the name of these things on online, because I always catch other boat builders and YouTubers saying things completely wrong, and now I'm joining them. So here you go. I highly recommend this stuff. It turns out really nicely when you use it. This is tonks here. I put one layer on the steps. I'm going to put a couple more on. Put a really thin coat here, and put a couple more thin coats along this. So this whole stretch of wall beside the bed in the aft cabin needs a bunch of tongue and groove applied to it. We don't have all of the tongue and groove right now, so I'm gonna take what we got and put it up so I can assess how much more we do need. We don't have enough tongue and groove for today to wrap up the entire aft cabin, but I'm gonna put up as much as I can so that we know how much more we need to go purchase. Put together everything that I just cut up and fastened it to the wall, so that's as far as I was able to get for now. So I'm gonna do some calculations, figure out exactly how much more I need. And the Providence shipwright, the guy who is in charge of any major refitting, replacing planks, that sort of stuff, when we do it, his name is Eric, and he has access to a really amazing shop out in New Westminster. And I'm gonna see about heading out there with him to mill up a bunch of cedar, and he has the bits to route in the tongue and groove on either side. It's the same as this. He did all that at his shop, so I'm gonna probably head out there at some point in the week and mill up some more of that with him to finish off the remainder of all of this. And then it's just a matter of putting a trim right here. This lifts up, so the trim will be permanently fastened along this strip, but right here it will reach out and over the tongue and groove. There'll probably be a leather handle here. You can, or maybe I'll just route out a little hole here. You can reach in, lift up the whole compartment, get access underneath, and that's that. Finished masking off everything in the aft cabin, so now I can start painting all the primed areas with white paint. So today I'm going to start painting the aft cabin with some fire retardant paint, and it should go pretty quick and easy. I already masked everything off yesterday, so I'll do a little time lapse and let you guys check it out when it's all done. Get some of that inside one of these. Every day, all the time. Okay, let's see how this stuff goes. Let's see how this stuff goes. It's not gonna drip. So that goes, yeah, you gotta put lots on. Alright, instead of holding this stupid camera, I'm gonna paint. I'll show you the after results. So, I got started on the painting back here. I really do not like working with this fire retardant paint. It's gonna take many, many coats. And I don't know that it's ever gonna look good. I might have to paint it, sand it, paint it, sand it a couple times before it starts looking good. But it's like painting with peanut butter. It's the worst. It just doesn't spread. It looks terrible no matter how nice a brush you use. I don't know, but whatever. We gotta do it, so we will. This is terrible. There's no making this look good. It's like painting with plaster. It's so thick. There's no getting rid of the streaks. I mean, maybe I can sand that smooth once it's... I don't know. terrible. All right, I just set up a heater back here. I'm gonna come back to this tomorrow, and hopefully it sands up nicely. Hopefully it looks good, and I can stop complaining about this gross paint. All right. See you tomorrow. I'm not a big fan of the paint we used in the aft cabin. I think my plan is to sand it all down once that coat dries, and then I will give it another coat, see how it looks, and then possibly sand and repaint it again until I get some kind of results that I like. For now, I don't really enjoy working with the fire retardant paint, but we will see how it goes from here on out. The verdict's still out. Maybe it turns out great. So today I got a text from Simon asking if I knew why the power was off at the boat. When I got here, I got a nice pleasant surprise. I'll give you guys a quick look at it. And let me know if you guys have any tips on how to prevent this from ever happening again. Well, this could have been a hell of a lot worse. I guess the lesson here is to double check that it's nice and securely, snugly in its spot. We're gonna replace this with a more modern version. This definitely explains why we don't have any shore power happening. So let this be a lesson. Go double check. Check on yours right now. Make sure it's all good. Don't let this happen. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think ended up happening here. So one of the things you guys might not know about me is that I buy and sell vintage clothing. I come across a lot of really cool early stuff. My specialty is 1900 to 1950 or so, and usually workwear, that sort of stuff. And I came across a piece a couple years ago, and it's been in my private collection ever since. It's a buffalo or muskox RCMP garment. It's a foul weather kind of Arctic expedition piece. I really hope that the museum is interested in the garment. It's a really cool piece, the kind of thing you would see out in the field. It's not like the red ceremonial RCMP kind of clothing that they wear during events. This is a true working piece, so I think it belongs really on a working boat like the St. Rock, which is a pretty historic vessel. It was the first boat in history to complete the Northwest Passage, both going east and going west. I just chatted with the museum curator. He is he's pretty interested in the garment, so we will find out where things go from here. In the meantime, I just went on a little tour of the museum archives, which was really cool. Bruce took me. Super nice guy. He's the Harbinger down here at Vancouver Maritime, and it was amazing. He knows a lot about all the stuff down there. I'll show you guys a little bit. We did a pretty rushed little tour. It was mostly to look at the vintage garments down there, but he did show me some really cool stuff, and I got some footage, so here you go.
flat and gross. Fuck, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, that was my dilemma with it too. I gave it a shot and I was not happy with it.
What are we gonna do?
Your paint job turned out way better than mine.
And it doesn't even, you know, it's even worse. And so this is the other paint that we did last year. It's got a flat, boring, awful finish. But even that's nicer than this. It's just fucking disgusting. Oh God.
That was exactly my reaction when I put it in the back.
Yeah.
Simon came by, we fired up the motor and topped up the batteries with the alternators on the Volvo, and that's just to keep the batteries nice and topped up while the shore power is fried out right now. We will fix that in the next few days. Simon grabbed this. It's the new shore power plug that we're going to be installing. Should be good. I bet you. I think we'll probably have Carlos come by and rig this up. He's our electrician guy, so I'll follow along and show as much of that as possible. When Simon was by, we sat down and we talked about sort of the plans for the next sailing season of Providence. So I'll keep you guys informed. It's pretty exciting. We got a couple really cool cargo runs planned, as well as we're making arrangements with all the harbors that we have to stop in at every single week, because we're going to be stopping at 4 different ports every week. We just need to make sure that those stops are guaranteed and that those people are happy with us and we're happy with them. And yeah, it's just one of the many aspects of doing a regular cargo run throughout the Gulf Islands, is making sure that you have somewhere to stop every time. It's hard to find a spot big enough for an 80-foot boat, so you can't just leave that stuff to chance. Alright, I'm gonna take you guys into the engine room and I'll explain all the cool projects we have going on over the winter in here. We have the generator. There used to be a much larger one, but we don't need it, so we're going with a smaller one. And this one is going to get the exhaust plumbed into the old exhaust from the last one. And then we're getting a diesel heater installed in here, not to heat the room, but to heat the radiators that are in the pilot house so that we can stay warm while we're underway. We need to do a bunch of exhaust rebuilding. So that'll be another big series of videos, I'm sure, as well. This is a work in progress tool shelf. We are going to take all of these tools and we're going to mount them on the wall. But I want to do it all with copper sheet. So what I want to do is I want to cut out little templates and then fold them up and then mount them onto the wall, nail them onto the wall, and then stick all the tools into it like little pockets. These are the ones that we just want quick, easy access to while we are working away in here. Okay, so I've done a bunch of hammering on the copper, cut up little sheets, size up the tool, make a little template, hammer it out, make it look good. I can't wait to put these up on the wall. I'm about halfway done. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more tools to go. I've done about that many. So maybe a couple more hours and then I should be able to hang them up in the engine room. So that'll be really cool, probably in the next day or two. Alright, there's no light in the engine room right now because we have a fried shore cable, as I mentioned before. So my headlamps and everything are running out of power, so I'm going to call it quits for today. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out, but it could be better. I think I'm going to redo a couple of them. But yeah, so far the wall's filling up and it's starting to look good. Can't wait till the whole wall is full of stuff.
Yeah, we'll just put this on. Hold that on there?
Yep.
Like that.
God, that's actually gonna look fucking amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Go all the way to the back because it looks even better.
Oh my god, wow.
Doesn't that look great?
Yeah, that works, eh?
Actually, when you get this curve in here, it just makes everything sing. Yep. You can have a porthole here. Oh, that's another thing. I gotta get the height of this porthole because this one needs to be higher. I think I want to move this porthole. Yeah, park it. Yeah. I don't want to go too high. Stay somewhere yeah.
Yeah, I remember you talking about doing this a while ago, but now getting to see what you're planning is it's really good.
I do.
What year was it built again?
It was launched 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Holy doodles! I sensed that it might leak, but it's not bad.
Just a bit more tape.
Yeah, duct tape will have it.
Very cool. Duct tape.
Just had to swing into Siegel's Bagels. I'm in Kitsilano. You can't not. Grab myself some dinner, grab some bagels from home. Siegel's is about as close to the East Coast bagels as you'll get on the West Coast. This is very regularly what we end up buying before we head out on a 3 or 4 day trip on Providence, and we end up eating monstrous amounts of bagels the whole trip. It was really good to head down to Heritage Harbor today. There was 2 reasons for me going down. One was the draw for the best Christmas lights display down at the harbor. It was just a draw. It's not actually based on who had the best display. So there's beer and pizza. That was great. And I got to see my friend Kai. She has The Ugly Truckling on Instagram, a huge, beautiful tiny home on wheels that she's been building. Be sure to go check that out. Kai was curious if the antique faucets that I have would work for her plumbing setup that she's doing in her kitchen sink. So we went down to my boat to check it out, and that's a really good thing because the float switch on my bilge pump had failed, and there was about 6 or 7 inches of water, and my bilge is only about 6 or 7 inches deep. Water up to the floorboards, and you know, really good thing that we went down there. It takes about 5 days for the water to get up that high, so it's been messed up for a couple days now.
Good to see you.
Well, thank you for letting us invade the Orlock space. We were going to do this on North Star, but we brought the mountain to the man, or the other way around.
Now that the table's built,
the pizza and beer table's built. Thanks to everybody who put up lights and all that. But it's been very, very popular. So we needed to reward Orlock Club, and Daniel was the person behind that. So,
hey Daniel.
Special effort award. So this year we decided to go with just pulling a name out of the hat of whoever was involved.
Slide it down.
All right, here we go.
Totally arbitrary winner.
And the totally arbitrary winner is
Ella McKenzie for the second.
Can't do it again. I shouldn't be in the
Now.
Oh no.
No, we'll do another.
Anya. I can't win. No. I had a string of
lights, I was dead. And really, come on.
All right, pull another
Jerry,
one.
and it comes with a glass. Even though it comes in a glass, it doesn't make any sense to me. But you get the commemorative shot.
There you go.
All right. Help yourselves.
Right on.
We're here for the afternoon now.
It's in such a clear form that it makes it a lot easier to tie these knots than normal.
Actually, it's really hard.
Even with these amazing
Actually,
drawings.
is amazing because it's so thorough.
Yeah.
But I have ripped my hair out trying to follow
Trying to
it.
figure out.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Years old? But it wasn't a star. Me and my brothers, we all did our own tattoos with needles and India ink. We did spiders. And it turned out to be such a piece of shit. And I had that for like a year or two, and then I went, fuck it, I'm gonna just do a star.
So you do the poke and stick then?
So then he's got the anchor on the left hand, on the inside of his wrist. Yeah. Maybe I have to get that.
Maybe that'll be my next tattoo.
Because
After this one, I said that's it. No more tattoos. And I'm so glad. Because like,
Hello, Sickness. Hi.
Goes on into that glass. Should have checked and make sure that the building frame's level.
Simon and I are both unhappy with the paint, so we're gonna try and figure out a good solution to how to make it look good and how to make it a cleanable surface. We might just clear coat over top of this or something, but we'll figure it out. Hey, thanks for watching the video. It's the first one. I really appreciate you taking the time. If you wanted to like, comment, or subscribe, that would be phenomenal. And if you were interested, there is a Patreon page, which means that I'll have more time to edit and film and upload these videos. It actually is pretty surprising. It takes a lot more time than I thought it did, so kudos to all the other YouTubers out there. It's quite the process, so thank you to everybody out there on YouTube who already does this stuff, and thank you to anybody who decides to show support financially. That would be phenomenal. Alright, take care everybody, until next time.